1760. Lord is sovereign supreme. The supreme Parapara is He, my Father divine. He sports the crescent moon. He rules the universe. Into the heart's temple of His devotees too He reigns. He, the Hara, to whom the immortals in worship bow. He in my heart resides firm. 1761. Lord is tender as mother cow. He is not the Lord, I am the one. If you this conceit have, the world will call you a fool. Tender as the yearning mother cow, He in me is enshrined. With serpent, fire, and water in His matted lock, He in amity stands, He the Holy One. 1762. Hold Lord in heart of heart. There He stood, there He lay. Thus the immortals in directions 8 adore Him. But how shall I praise my Lord, who in my heart's heart ever resides? 6. Jnana Lingam. 1763. Lord is bounteous. As form the formless, and form formless, thus is Parashiva in all life immanent. As Guru too He stands, unto the Kalpaka tree His bounties bestows He, the Sadashiva. 1764. Sadashiva is form formless. In the center He is Sadashiva. The four below are the formed, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Mahesha. The four above are the formless, Bindu, Nada, Shakti, Shiva. Thus are His parts, He the Parashiva. 1765. Seek Sadashiva. He is the Lord of the immortals. He is the Lord with faces and directions all. He is the Lord of four, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Mahesha. He is Nandi that central stands. They who adore Him as their Lord, themselves His ways attain. Do you so seek the Lord's holy feet? 1766. Sadashiva dispels karmas. Him I prayed, my karma to dispel and destroy. He measures out time's eternity, as year, month, and day. Worthy is He of your visioning, and with His virgin Shaktis seek Him. Even when your folded hands unfold, the one is He to you. 1767. Sadashiva dispenses divine justice. The primal Lord is He, the God of the universe is He. God is He whom the illumined devotees praise. Great God is He of justice divine. The pure is He, my Lord. As half and half in Parashakti He is. 1768. Truth of Supreme Shiva. Beyond Shakti, inside Parashakti, is the pure Shiva state, as light undimmed. Still beyond and beyond are the Lord's feet. This the truth of the Lord Supreme. 1769. See Shiva and Shakti, and see all. See that tender flame, you will have seen all universe. Rise and see His world, there you shall forever remain. See the expanses vast. You shall have seen the Lord with Shakti entwined, the Lord that in your thought resides. 1770. Worship Shiva Shakti and realize Jnana. The Lord, my Father, His Shakti cluster, my Mother, chant their name in order according. That verily is Jnana divine. Above the navel in my heart, there with her He resides, in rapture unceasing. 1771. The play of Shakti. Shakti activates Jiva. Into the Maya group, Suddha and Asuddha, they induct the Jiva. From pure Turiya state disentangling him, they His thoughts enter, and inside him Shiva His habitation takes. This the play of Shakti Shiva. 1772. All creation is Shakti Shiva play. All the universe is the play of Shakti Shiva. Shakti is Shiva and Shiva is Shakti. Without Shakti and Shiva is no manifest creation. It is Shakti and Shiva that forever form assume. 7. Shiva Lingam. 1773. Shiva is immanent and transcendent. He pervades the roaring waters of the seas. He permeates the spreading winds and flaming fire. Thus is he immanent in all nature, yet I know him not, adore him not. 1774. Only way of knowing Shiva is worship. There is but one way here, of knowing him and adoring him. They who with water and flower chant his name, they shall know him, and from them he of the matted lock separates not. 1775. Worship him as the one being. As the one and only being I saw the Lord, and full well I adored his holy feet, subduing my senses 5, and he his blessings granted, the gracious one, the Lord primal. 1776. Linga's 9 aspects. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Mahesha, the 5-faced Sadashiva, Bindu and Nada, Shakti and Shiva, all these as Linga his blessings grants. He is but Nandi that is Para Supreme. 1777. Rouse Kundalini and reach supreme state. Rouse with the flaming Kundalini and upward your prana course, halting within the body, the acts of inhalation and exhalation. This, if you through practice accomplish, you indeed have reached the supreme state divine. 8. Sampradaya, holy ordination. 1778. Lord appears as Shiva Guru and baptizes the soul. My body, wealth, and life he took from me as sacrificial offering. Through ritual appropriate, he directed his spiritual glance at me, and dispelled my karma's network to destruction. And then he laid his hands on me, and planting his feet on my head, in a trice imparted spiritual awareness, and thus my birth cycle he ended, he, the Nandi, through these acts of Diksha successive. 1779. Guru works for disciples' redemption. Life and body and prana breath that fleets after, Shiva the mighty and Chit Shakti that consorts, and Param the truth supreme, all these to attain, Guru Para my redemption worked. 1780. Guru imparts the secret divine. To his west right he seated me. Daily on me meditate, said he. That is but the truth that lies seated between the crown of the head and the palate of the mouth. This the word true, cherish it as secret divine. 1781. Shiva makes Jiva pure as himself. Indulging in talk indiscriminate, aimless I wandered. Me he made pure, all my impurities cleansed. Me and he to balance brought, a barter all to perfection indeed. 1782. Shiva extricates Jiva from Maya. He is the Lord of all life existent. His true nature they know not. He extricated me from Maya that separates. Lo, then I beheld the Lord that is seat of all. 1783. Shiva takes Jiva into himself. Intent on redemption of my body, wealth, and life, he sought me and planted his feet on my head, and with the grace of Shakti divine he exorcised my love for the body fleshly, and he and I as one he made, intermingling in union inseparate. 1784. Shiva by taking all gives all. He marked me out his vassal to be. My life, possessions, and body he took as his own. But as he it was that all my sustenance gave. How dare I say he took anything from me? 1785. Ghosts do not know the truth of life. This body, the Lord within, the prana that is breath, and the soul that dwells inside, the truth of all these, that to the perishable body pertains, they who know not, unto ghosts of the dead they are. 1786. Know the finite truth. They the awareness have, see worlds all. They the awareness have, know sorrows none. When they that awareness have truly realized, they indeed have the truth finite seen. 1787. Woken from the primordial Turiya state. wandering in the bodily state, active in the Shakala state, with tattvas 6 times 6, on them whose souls have thus roamed, Nandi his grace bestowed. What shall I say of his greatness infinite? 1788. Shiva and Jiva are inseparable. There is approach none as I and you. Like body and life inseparate are we. Together are we like the heavens and the heavenly beings, like the honey and its sweetness that I do savor. 1789. Knower becomes the known. He and he knows him not. If he knows him, then knower is he not. If he knows him, then the knower and he the known become but one. 1790. Lord's infinite bounty. As life and body alike feel, he and me stood in identity full. Bounty is as he is unto the rains from heavens. I with the heavenly Lord one became. 1791. Lord wrought me to perfection. Himself as being supreme, he stood not apart from me. That the Lord knows. Unto the body and life are we. This the truth. He to perfection wrought me. He the Lord of immortals. 9. Placing of grace. 1792. Truth is indivisible. Darkness, ignorance, and light, knowledge, are the states two. Life and body are the forms two. Dharma and penance are the graces two. Truth is but the blessing within. 1793. Pray and receive divine light. Elusive is he for us to see. Beyond our thoughts is he, the Nandi. Distant is he to touch and feel. Pray long in the light of your heart. The darkness that envelopes you dispelled stands. 1794. God's grace leads to illumination. In the hint of his grace, all universe shall be revealed to you. When the darkness of ignorance lifts, the Great One stands revealed. When you seek him, your swarming thoughts on him centered, you shall see the light of Jnana, and thus immortal become. 1795. Lord knows his devotees in time. In ignorance my time rolled on, yet my Lord will in time know me. By their light of knowledge and love intense, he will know them, he the bounteous one. 1796. Lord of himself will know you. Himself will know me, when my karmas perish. I know not when, but Nandi will. Do melt in piety, and reach divine consciousness. Sweet unto honey is our Lord of immortals. 1797. If I do not know Lord, who else shall? I have known the Lord from days bygone, but the celestials knew him not. Doubt-tossed were they. The Lord is the light. In my fleshly body as prana pulsates. If I know him not, who else will? 1798. Grace is all. They know not the measure of grace, that is pervasive all. They know not the ambrosial sweetness, that from grace flows. They think not of the 5 acts, that grace subtle performs. Who knows how all-pervasive is grace indeed? 1799. Various acts of Lord's grace. To seek the divine light, he grants the light of knowledge. He infuses the organs of sense with desire, and leads you to enlightenment. He then seats you in the midst of the devout and holy. They who his grace thus received verily became Shiva themselves. 1800. From birth to liberation, all acts of grace. In his grace was I born, in his grace I grew up, in his grace I rested in death, in his grace I was in obfuscation, in his grace I tasted of ambrosial bliss, in his grace Nandi my heart entered. 1801. More acts of grace. By his grace was I bathed in the ocean of nectar. By his grace he rested his feet on me. By his grace he granted the fervor of devotion. By his grace he fed me the bliss that is ambrosial. By his grace Nandi my heart entered. 1802. Grace grants mukti and beyond. It was his grace that led me into Pasha. It was his grace that freed me from that Pasha. It was his grace that in divine love granted mukti. It was his grace that granted me the love for the state beyond mukti. 1803. Lord is of infinite grace. Of infinite grace is the Lord, who my birth's bonds sundered. Of the holiest of holy is Nandi. He is the dharmic sea, the pure one, the primal Lord. In amity my heart entered. 1804. Nandi entered my heart and made me Shivam. In my heart he entered, grace abounding. Even if he is in there, those devoid of grace know him not. Entering the heart, he filled me with bliss. As Shivam he made me. As Nandi my heart entered, and I blissful became. 1805. Bounties of Lord's grace. He gave me the intelligence that reasons. He gave me the senses that Maya inscrutable fashions. He gave the 5 elements, and the diverse sense organs, and the 5 acts of grace. All these are but the bounties of his grace. 1806. All phenomenon is manifestations of grace. All manifestations of nature are his grace. All animate and incarnate are his pure grace. As darkness, as light, the Lord's grace pervades. All are but the grace of his form manifest. 1807. The 9 God forms are of Shiva. Shiva, Shakti, the luminous Nada and Bindu, the 5-faced Sadashiva holy, Mahesha, Rudra, Mal, and the lotus-seated Brahma, all these forms 9 he assumes. 1808. Grace gives divine vision. They whose eyes are blind see not the sun even. They that have vision divine see the light everywhere. They who have not the vision of grace see not the Lord that is truth subtle. They that have the vision of grace see Hara face to face. 1809. Lord alone performs the 5 acts. Himself creates, himself preserves, himself destroys, himself obscures, himself all these he does, and grants mukti after, himself the all-immanent Lord. 1810. The form, formless, and form-formless aspects of Shiva. The first 4, Shiva, Shakti, Nada, Bindu, are his formless ones. The unmoving form formless is the Sadashiva. The abiding last 4, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Mahesha, are the formed ones. All these and the one beyond too are he. 1811. God is immanent and transcendent. One being is he, immanent in all life. Indestructible he is. In them he is, but he is not they. He indwells them as friend divine. This his play, he of my heart's desire. 1812. Nadam in Bindu are devoluted when Shiva activates pure Maya Shakti. The Immaculate One who in my heart dwells, the Kudilai, pure Maya Shakti, he activates, and from that act is Nadam born, that emanating Kala rays diverse as seed the imperishable Bindu produces. 1813. The devolutes of Bindu. The Bindu that thus arose pervades everywhere. From it rises the Maya per se and the Mahamaya, and from them emanate the immortals and their clans, the mantras and the Vedas too, and the countless worlds swarming in the spread. 10. Light of Grace. 1814. Be born in grace and receive grace. Those who do not take their firm stand on grace, and in conscious determination steepen it not, will never grace receive, nor be freed of Pasha's 5. They will not know greatness that grace gives, they will not resolute be, they alone know grace who to grace are born. 1815. Nandi grants unending grace. Nandi the great, Nandi the famed, Nandi that barred the way of my future birth, he gave me the ambrosial bliss that never cloys. He, the Lord of 1,000 names, in one word he said, bathe eternally in the unending sea of grace. 1816. Imparting grace, Shiva grants his form to Jiva. I danced and sang and wept and lamented. Thus I sought him, and Shiva's greatness saw. And as I with him united, he his indefinable form granted, and in me pervaded, his grace imparting. 1817. Nandi planted his feet on me, and imparted grace. The birth I took, the impurities, malas I bore. He dispelled as but Maya's cloud. You are of these rid, so saying. He planted his feet on me. He, the Nandi famed. All unworthy knowledge I gave up. I prostrated, and at his feet prayed. 1818. Light the lamps of God by inner light. Light the lamp, and see the void. Before the lamp all pangs cease. They that have the light to light the lamp are but the light, in the divine lamp shine. 1819. By inner light unite one with Shiva. Interminable are light and darkness. Only to those who have light will darkness cease. To the eyes that see light, darkness is not. So too, when the inner light dispels darkness, the Jiva with Shiva one becomes. 1820. Lord is gracious. Aimless I wandered. On me he planted his golden feet. In purity he entered, and made me pure. In charity he entered, and gave me the bliss of ambrosia. What, ho, this gracious act! In wonder limitless I stand bedazed. 1821. Grace is the refuge. There is a space vast that is grace. There is a refuge safe that is Lord. In me he entered, my darkness to dispel. Know him fully, then indeed is Shiva's state. 1822. Save the soul. If other gods be born, live and die, are they the true ones? Speak, let us this body leave, to vultures a prey, and save our soul, this you should reclaim. 11. Shiva Puja. 1823. Soul is Shiva Linga. For the bounteous Lord, this heart is the sanctum holy. The fleshly body is temple vast. The mouth is the tower gate. To them that discern, Jiva is Shiva Linga. The deceptive senses but the lights that illumine. 1824. Prayer is true sacrifice. To Nandi of the spreading matted locks, that the sacrificial oblations takes, we nothing offer. The sacrifice that we mourn and even can give are songs of praise that melt his heart. Let us that sacrifice offer. Verily that is sacrifice, milk that is sweet. 1825. Worship Sadashiva and become Shiva. The Lord that with lady of milky speech consorts is the Parapara supreme. In him enshrine Sadashiva, his upward-looking face as Ishana consider, and thus your worship perform. You shall Shiva himself become. 1826. Adore the Lord and behold him. You can think of him, you can speak of his truth, but rare indeed to see the Lord of the holy feet. They can but see the Lord of the holy feet, who adore him with flour and water. 1827. Celestials worship Lord with Archana. Why is it the Lord has taken his seat in the heart of beings celestial, that consecrated water and garland of flowers bear, with offerings 5 of dishes sweet, and with upachara rituals 2 times 8, they humbly prostrating in Archana worship evocative. 1828. Pray and receive grace. The devout are they with flour and water pray. The Lord seeing that bestows his grace on them. Countless are the sinners that know not how our Lord to approach. Thus they slip by in ignorance deep. 1829. Anoint feet of holy is unto bathing in holy waters. Know the reward of bathing in the 9 waters of the Lord. Mukti indeed for those that anoint the feet of holy men, who in jnana are upraised. Thus does Mula proclaim. 1830. My prayer is to worship Lord with Archana. Even if in thoughtlessness I world's ways pursue, do grant me this, that I with water and flower unceasing adore you. This my prayer, O Lord of immortals. 1831. Chant the thousand names of Lord. The immortals swarm in hordes seeking him, the seas and lands unending. All that yours shall be, when you chant unceasing the thousand names of the primal Lord, and the one sacred name special. 1832. Lord is in our heart. Bathing him in the five products of cow, Panchakavya, the celestial beings in hordes seek the Lord, who knows end none. Within the honeyed flower that is heart, his grace stands revealed, he who the five elements and their attributes created. 1833. Celestials pray and receive Lord's grace. Bearing choicest flowers and water, the heavenly beings over clouds traverse, and with Pasha subdued, stand and pray, and on falling, my Lord's grace receive. 1834. Enter the sea of heart's faith. In the expanse of waters, Ganga, with spreading matted locks of Nandi, renounce the sea of unbelief. Enter the sea of heart's faith. They who adore him not thus, with hands laden with flowers, will in the sea of sorrow fall, and forever immersed be. 1835. Break the banks of the sea of sorrow. Breaking the marshy banks of the sea of sorrow, they adore him with buds and blossoms. They who know this not into error great fall. But those who know it will see the Lord, in the crown of their head seated within. 1836. Adoration is the way to reach Lord. There is one way to reach him, adore him with flowers many. To them that do this, the Lord by himself stands revealed. This the way to the holy feet of the three-eyed God. Adoring him thus, he fails never to stand before you. 1837. Seek him in prayer. My Lord, the primal one, the timeless eternity, the holy one, thus they adore him with flowers diverse, and in love endearing at his feet worship, his grace to receive. How then do you in prayer seek him not? 1838. Shiva is the primal one of plural three. Laden with flower and water, the celestial beings seek the earth, and sing the praise of the Pure One, who thinks of his bounteous grace. Him he blesses, he the primal one of the plural three. 1839. Pray and prosper. You that labor hard, gather flowers, and carry water pure, adore the Lord in unfailing piety, and at his shining feet lay the flowers, and stand and pray, and unto the rain-laden clouds forever prosperous you shall be. 1840. Lord receives worship. To perform Lord's worship in manner appropriate, senses subdue, hasten, and quick at his feet fall, and offering water and flower daily worship, he will accept you, thus I said, even in days of yore. 1841. Way to goal supreme. Adorn him with garland of flowers, place them at his feet, praise him as the Lord primal. Those that have daily prayed to him, and yet have known him not, let them adore him with athi flower, so dear to him, and pray their base nature be cleansed of impurities, that the way to goal supreme. 1842. Nandi is within. Above the lotus of the heart beyond, in bliss abides, Nandi of the spreading matted locks. Yet they know not the mantra to muse and chant, that will to him lead and there abide. 1843. Lord is a gem-set jewel. He is the gem that lies embedded in the cubit of the heart. Until they see him, they think not of him. Into them who cherish and muse on him over and over, as a gem-set jewel he shines. 1844. Nandi dispels darkness. Nandi of gracious qualities is the chakra discus that cuts the darkness of impurities. He takes his abiding seat in my heart, while the celestial beings to whom he bestows his gifts come in prayer, beseeching him from afar. 1845. The 4 Dikshas or ordination rites. By Samaya Diksha, the primal malas their potency lose. By Vishesha Diksha, the mantra purification ensures. By Nirvana Diksha, the Kala's purification is effected. The Abhishek Diksha is for those who the Jnani state has attained. 1846. Seek him incessantly. He is timeless eternity. Unless they have adored him through aeons and aeons, they will not have become the jiva that is karma devoid. Hari on the sea and Aya besides, seek him through ages after ages, yet is he beyond reach, he that shines atop of time. 12. Guru Puja. 1847. Nandi imparts Upadesha. Grasping the lotus feet of Nandi that blesses me, I shall relate the way of Upadesha, imparting divine knowledge, that to redemption leads, of puja that is performed, and of the way to transcend Adara's 6, and to ascend beyond. 1848. Rid fleshly desires and know him. With the sweet-scented sandal that in the forest recesses grows, and with flowers rare that heavenward blossom, you may adore him. But unless you know him, your fleshly desires rid, you cannot reach his feet, that are with honeyed flowers bedecked. 1849. Path of Jnana is supreme archana. When you excel in the path of Jnana that leads unto the Para Supreme, the path of Jnana is all archana. Great indeed is constant worship within. To reach the Lord's feet is to still actions all. 1850. Pray thrice a day. Morn, noon, and eventide, adore the Lord. Adoring, chant the word Namaha, I worship. Chanting, I invoke him in luminaries 3, the sun, moon, and fire. The famed Nandi is the Lord Supreme. 1851. To feed Jnani is to be supremely blessed. 100 times blessed is to perform puja in places holy. 100 times blessed is to worship his presence. 100 times blessed is to feed those their thoughts have stilled. Blessed, blessed far indeed is to see that a Jnani is to contentment fed. 1842. Perform pujas, nadis quelled. The pujas that you perform when nadis, sun and moon, active beat, are for Asura's meat. The pujas that you perform when nadis, sun and moon are quelled are alone for holy Nandi appropriate. 1853. Worship Nandi beyond the spheres of sun and moon. When beyond the spheres of sun and moon you ascend, where Bindu and Nada are, ascending through Adaras thus, your awareness crosses the frontiers of waking state. There, when you continuous worship Nandi, that verily is worship divine. 1854. Cross the gates of awareness and tattvas. Course the Shakti Kundalini, transcend the successive gates of awareness, reduce the perishable body to its elemental tattva constituents, and then discard them. Then do you enter the grace of the Holy One, and there you abide and adore. That indeed is the worship meet for Sadashiva. 1855. Practice worship where neither night nor day is. The worship that you perform by day and night is to the Lord an offering of flower twain. The worship that you perform where neither day nor night is to him of the flowing matted locks, acceptance full and replete indeed. 1856. Where neither day nor night is, there no Maya is. Seated in the sphere where neither day nor night is, the supreme honeyed bliss I imbibed, lost in thought to events outside, at the holy feet of Lord, where neither day nor night is, I dispelled the Maya twain, that with day and night compare. 13. Maheshvara Puja, Worship of devotees. 1857. Devotees are walking temples. The offering you give to the Lord in the temple steepled high reaches not his devotees, who the walking temples noble are. When you offer things to the walking temples noble, that sure reaches the Lord in the temple steepled high. 1858. Feed Tapasvins, feed all worlds. The food Tapasvins of blemishless thought took is food all three worlds took. The offerings they cheerfully received are offerings the three worlds received. Thus he proclaimed Nandi the Great. 1859. Offering to Tapasvins is oblation to gods and ancestors. The things you gave his dear devotee, who in him is seated, are verily oblations meet for the gods three, and for ancestors too, through generations 3 times 7. This for certain shall you know. 1860. Feeding the Tapasvin is superior to feeding Brahmins and gods. Though you 1,000 abodes to holy Brahmins give, though you 1,000 temples for the gods build, none is of merit compare to a day's feed to a holy devotee given. This be of certain. 1861. Even the thought of feeding Shivajnanis is most efficacious. Well may you feed 100,000 Brahmins, that the holy thread wear and goodly sacrifices perform. But holier far is the desire to feed an endearment great, a morsel, albeit, to the Lord's devotee true, who the holy ashes wears. 1862. Shivajnanis are gods on earth. You the divine bull ride, my Lord, my God. Those who wear the holy ashes, saying thus, verily are unto devas on earth. They that worship them as the Lord himself, who the Ganga on his russet matted locks wears, will have their karma's end consummated. 1863. Call Nandi until he appears. Of resplendent beauty is his face, of glowing sheen is his matted locks. He, the Nandi famed, in intense anguish I call his name, and until he appears before me, I shall not cease to clamor, my Nandi, my Nandi. 1864. Worship Shiva's devotee, and the world will rejoice. In this world worship Shiva's devotees, who no death know. The hanging darkness of ignorance forever disappears. Unfailing seek the devotee pure, and your obeisances make, of a certain will the world rejoice. 1865. Worship without love for Shivajnanis leads nowhere. With endearment none for holy ones, with pride brimming to full, they pujas perform. Thus through ages and ages they tried and perished. Their faces turned into agitating churns hard, their hearts with egoity extreme filled. 1866. Food for holy men is food for gods. The food the holy men partake is verily food for the gods, Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. To partake of the leavings of holy men that have realized truth is the way sure to mukti. Thus affirms our mullah in meaning unmistakable. 1867. Give to the holy ones and reach the golden land. Depressed are they not, in holy tapas they persevere still. To them give, your karmas away to hasten. You shall that golden land reach, where karmas 3, past, present, and future exist none. 14. Greatness of holy men. 1866. That land prospers where holy men are. Where there is a holy man of divine worth, who pursues the Lord, that all space embraces, there enemies none are, rains in abundance fall, full the people's contentment, evil none befalls that land. 1869. The land of the holy. There in that land are they born. There in that land and that body they tapas perform. There in that land they reach the feet of Lord. There in that land will they his grace receive. 1870. I am redeemed when I reach the goal of union in Shiva. The goal I sought of union in Shiva, the peaks of mountain high in there, Sahasrara, the denizens of heavens, the immortals celestial, the hordes of humans from quarters 8, and the one primal 2, if toward me they come, and in my hands I hold them, redeemed am I forever and ever. 1871. When I engross all creation. The universe is 7, the cosmic space beyond, the life animate and inanimate, the gun is 3, the Ved is ancient, the gods that create and preserve, and their primal lord that is Shiva, all they are but in me. 1872. Lord can be seen only with inner light. Neither male nor female, nor hermaphrodite, the light that is within ignorance concealed, never, never can cognize him. Without eyes he sees, without ears he hears, only those in knowledge ripe have for sure seen him. 1873. Lord's devotees rule the high heavens. In the world existent, the Lord's devotees pursue the sure path. They will rule in the heavens high. They Shiva become, whose arms stretch embracing directions 8. In the nether world are his feet. In the peaks of the cosmic universe, the crown of his head rises. 1874. Muse on the Lord and know no sorrow. Muse on the Lord, he resides in your heart. They who see him residing within, know sorrows none. The heart that knows him enter in, loses its ego. Well may that be destroyed too. Do strive that state to reach. 1875. Renounce. God plows your life for a rich harvest. He is the beginning finite. He is companion endearing. He causes dissolution too. He the Lord primal. I gave up blame and praise, and possessions entire. Then my life he plowed for a harvest abundant. 1876. My life willed to Shiva. He is my mother and father in one. My birth 7-fold 7 are to Shiva willed. This the document drawn up even in days of yore. Brahma, who with this world created, wrote it thus, and Vishnu, the cloud-hued, witnessed it. 1877. Devotees treasure Lord as heart's jewel. In the hearts of the resolute he firm abides. In the hearts of those who adore, he in accord comports. Those who held the primal Lord as their heart's jewel, and so reckoned him, how can they part from him ever? 1878. Lord lifted me to perform his holy work. The celestial beings bore on their heads the Nandi of the flowing matted locks. He on earth raised me high, his holy work to perform. Higher still will he lift me, unto the golden kingdom of purity to rule, he of the spreading matted locks. 1879. How Tapasvins look. In the days of childhood innocence, by their insignia external, I marked out the holy ones, and becoming their devotee I rejoiced. Their matted locks tied in signal knot. Caring not for this world, the holy ones wander. They return not to here below. Immersed are they in the waters of contemplation divine. This their tapas intense. 1880. Seek devotees, seek Shiva. They who seek the devotees holy in love endearing, can in depth Shiva seek and be near. The devotees who the holy ones seek, will in Shiva's greatness merged be. 1881. Celestials seek the Jnanis. Seeking the holy ones, the 8 clans of celestial beings swarm the earth in endearment surpassing. The earth seems unto a crowded heaven for 12 leagues in directions 8. 1882. Land of Shiva Jnanis is blessed. Where Shiva Yoga Jnanis flourish, misfortunes will not be. New ways of prosperity dawn. All things good befall. A very heaven that land will be, with rebirths none for its denizens. 1883. Greatness of Shiva Yoga Jnanis. They who the higher knowledge attained can even create this world. They who the higher knowledge attained can transcend worlds several. They who the divine light perceived are verily immortals here below. They indeed are Shiva's devotees true. 15. Rules for feeding holy men. 1884. Lord cares for Shiva Jnanis. Wherever it be, the food that is to them offered, the Lord's devotees receive as sweet ambrosia, even as those who own a lone plot of land will unhappy be if that land uncared for lies. 1885. Jnanis accept alms to sustain the body temple. The holy ones who have tasted of Lord's inner grace will at noontide accept alms to sustain the body temple where the Lord resides. Of differences they think not, all desires extinguished, they in solitude are seated. 16. Rules for receiving alms. 1886. Jnanis harvest the body field. In the body field is the seed. The field has a fence. In the crown of the head, the crop ripened. If without fear they harvest not, and feed themselves not, they are but those who beg for hunger's sake. 1887. Why Lord begged. The Lord begged in Brahma's skull. The Lord begged for Dharma to perpetuate. The Lord begged in Brahma's skull, that Brahma to Brahman become. 1888. Why devotees beg. The Lord who the seven worlds created, a beggar they called him? Why, though he begs, that the holy devotees who constant think of him beg and reach his feet. 1889. Lord waits for his devotees. The Lord stands waiting for them that come seeking him. For the holy ones he waits, his bliss to bestow. He stands waiting them to enter. Can you say he knows me not? 1890. Devotees constant seek Shiva. Gnawing hunger, greed, and anger, these bodily evils, Shiva's devotees possess not. Neither in this world below, nor in the blessed world above, will they remain. Seeking Shiva and Shiva alone, will they engrossed ever be. 1891. World seeks to feed. Tapasvins do not beg for a living. Though they receive the clear light of jnana, yet they perforce seek portals of the bounteous for alms. To these tapasvins that beg not for a living, all the world in reverence repairs. 17. Mudra variations. 1892. Significance of mudra. The mudra is to transcend Avasta's 11, fix awareness on silent letter pranava, aum, that the way is, and reach the holy feet of Nandi, and all desires worldly quelled, you attain mukti divine. 1893. Mudras, Sambhavi, and Kachari. In the palatal place where the three turiya states of awareness subsume, insert your tongue inward, and there contain it. Thus practice the mudras, Sambhavi and Kachari, divine jnana's light to flood. 1894. Sambhavi mudra brings grace and Kachari jnana. Sambhavi mudra brings Nandi's glance. In grace abounding and birth ending, Kachari true where Aum is in silence chanted, is the mudra that divine jnana brings, that the one I practice as Natha Guru divine. 1895. Mauna mudra leads to mukti final. He who appears in Adaras is Sadashiva. He who appears in Jnana is the goodly Shiva. In the silence of Mauna mudra, Shiva's form disappears. That verily is the mukti finale, the ultima thule. 1896. Mauna is stillness of both thought and speech. To attain stillness of speech and thought at once is Mauna. Mauna sans speech alone is but state of dumbness. Only when speech and thought are alike in Mauna are you in state Suddha perfection. Who but knows that Suddha state to bring about? 1897. Yoga Mudra and Jnana Mudra. Sambhavi is the lion among yoga mudras that leads certain to Siddhis 8. When jnana mudra you seek, appropriate indeed is Kachari, that by Vedas lauded high. 1898. Yogi attains not a state. Yogi attains Siddhis 8. He experiences the divine nada state. He is of karma rid. He is of calm mind. He pursues the four ends of human goal. He courses the Shakti Kundalini through centers 6 within the body. That way he reaches the One, and union in him attains. 1899. Yoga is the pure way of Siddhanta Vedanta. The yogic way of Dvadasa but leads to Sadasa Kala Prasada. It sunders desires. This the pure way of Vedanta Siddhanta, to meditate on the mantra that begins with Na, Namah Shivaya. That verily is Siddha pure Shaivam. 1900. All mudras firm up breath. The mudra that is mauna is the mudra for those mukti seek. The mudra that is jnana, kachari, is the mudra for those who gurus be. Mudra that draws nectar of grace is the mudra that is sedanta, sambhave. Mudras all firm up breath, that Shiva truth of yore revealed. 1901. Pure vision inside cranium. In the Sushumna Nadi central, the Lord's holy feet will appear. The lotus center, Sahasrara, within a golden sphere is. Beyond, the upward course of Kundalini lifts you to the moon's sphere that is white, and there you vision the Pure One. 18. Perfect cave way, sepulchral made of samadhi. 1902. Soul's journey after yoga samadhi attained. When the yogi his mortal coil shuffles, during the phase the crescent moon waxes, he, the soul, shall reach the world of devas. There for a while abiding, into the sphere of sun he subsides. Thence he reaches the sphere where the souls of ancestors dwell, and from there finally in the sphere of moon he abides. 1903. When samadhi is not reached. All these of the yogi, this life in samadhi ended. When that does happen not, he will in this world take refuge again, and by Lord's grace resume yoga in practice continual, and thus complete the undertaking unfinished. 1904. Siddhahood. Thus in the world they will be, and in Shiva Yoga again be, and as Shiva Yogin in Bindu merge, many miraculous powers attain, the Siddhahood their fleshly body reaching. 1905. Continuity of yoga through lives. While in the pursuit of yoga, if Shiva Yogins wholly die, they reach the world of tapas, only to this world return, and to yoga repair. Blessed indeed are they, whom the beings celestial praise high. 1906. Mauna Samadhi leads to the unitive state. If Shiva Yogi gives up life, in Mauna Samadhi he enters to seek the state unitive. He will not in another body be born, nor as Jivan Mukta return, conscious of here below, but with Lord get united in one. 1907. Siddhas, even when dead in body, are alive in awareness. Blessed indeed are those who die, if in death they unite one with Lord. Then, even dead, alive are they who are dead unto the impurities 3, are Siddhas true, Shiva they become. 1908. Jnani shapes disciple towards Godhood. Who intent seek the grace of Lord exalted, their birth to sunder, he himself draws them into the fold of his devotees dear. Unto it the Jnani draws unto him his disciples in love abounding. In his own way subtle, toward Godhood he shapes them. 1909. Jnani exists in Shiva's pervasiveness. The heart of Shiva Jnani overflows in grace. He sees Shiva everywhere. He feels his presence pervasive. Fragmented may be the sky you see, but all space it engulfs. Unto it the jnani, though rid of consciousness here, one with Shiva pervasive exists. 19. Samadhi rituals. 1910. Do not consign Shiva Jnani's body to fire, nor neglect it. If the body of Shiva Jnani is to fire consigned, the people entire will in burning fever suffer. If this body a prey to dogs and jackals left, tumultuous war the land will see, and the people a prey to dogs and jackals be. 1911. Disasters follow if Jnani's body is consigned to fire. If to fire the Jnani's body is consigned, that will be unto fire the Lord's temple consigned. No more will rains fall on the land. Famine shall ravish the world. Countless kings will their kingdoms lose. 1912. Bury Jnani's body in proper way. Proper indeed is to bury them. If to fire they are consigned, destruction dogs the land. If left to perish uncared for, the world its prosperity loses. A fell prey to devastating fire falls. 1913. Bury Jnani's body in an underground sepulchre. Let the body of Jnani, when the Lord's grace receives, be in a cave seated, appropriate in earth's bowel dug. Then stately rulers and people in land receive blessings of grace infinite. 1914. Samadhi rituals. Well dig the sepulchre, heap the earth 5 cubits around, shape it into a triangle, 3 cubits on sides, and there in Padmasana seat the body. 1915. Samadhi cave locations. One's own homestead, roadside, tank bund, riverbed, flowery grove, cities common, forest dense, and mountain valley high. These the sites appropriate for the sepulchre to shape. 1916. Dimension for the sepulchre cave. 5 feet on 4 sides all, 9 feet straight deep, 3 feet each on the triangle sides. These the dimensions appropriate for the sepulchre to shape. 1917. Samadhi rituals. In abundance spread the 5 metals precious, and the 9 gems rare. Upon them place the seat, scatter the kusha grass, and shower the holy ashes white. Above that scatter turmeric powder that is of color gold, and incense is richly mixed. 1918. Samadhi rituals continued. Shape the cave inside into a square. Upon that lay garlands of honeydew flowers, sandal, musk, civet, and unguents diverse, and pouring roses water, light the ritual lamp in devotion ecstatic. 1919. Samadhi rituals continued. Smear the body entire with ashes white and holy, to form a shroud protective. Place the body on an asana seat appropriate. Spangle bright with incenses several and ashes holy, and thus seated cover the cave with earth. 1920. Samadhi rituals continued. Having covered thus, level the 4 sides, place his sandals and earrings, and an image with face and eyes, decked in dress appropriate. Offer parched rice, food, and tender coconut. 1921. Samadhi rituals continued. Then pour the ashes white and powdered incense, shower flowers diverse, kusha grass and bilva leaves, sprinkle water holy, and raise a platform 3 feet by 3. 1922. Samadhi pujas. Upon the platform plant the sapling of peepal tree or a lingam holy. Arrange the sannidhi face toward north or east, and perform pujas with rituals 16, in devotion endearing. 20. Rise of Bindu. 1923. Devolutes of Bindu. When creation commenced, from Parabindu arose Kundalini, and from Kudilai the Vaindavam in firmament vast, and the 9 gods Brahma and the rest, and their Shaktis, and in order corresponding, the Karanas, the Kalas, and the sound Kaikari, Nada. 1924. 36 Tattvas devolute. Bindu attains modification 5 times 5, 25. Nada attains modification 4 and 6, 10. The rest two, Shakti and Shiva, attain not modification, but activate the other two, Bindu and Nada. 1925. Shaktis devolute from Bindu. Out of the Mamaya, Parabindu gives rise to all these manifestations, Vagesi, Tatparai, Kudilai, and Kundalini. These Shaktis 4 ultimate from Bindu evolute. 1926. Kalas Nada and Karanas devoluted. The Kalas Nivirti and the rest, in which repose sounds A, U, and M composed, there in Nadanta Bindu enters, and into the Karanas that include the mind and the internal organs intellectual, devolute manifesting these, the Bindu its act of creation ceases. 1927. Bindu is the causal seed of 5 acts. The Parapara that is the end and the beginning, immanent, he expands thus, as cause and effect too, well he is, and as Bija the 5 acts performs. 1928. Bija is the macro and micro causal seed. By the power of Bija that from Bindu emanated, the world and the cosmic universe arose. From out of causal Asuddha Maya, stuff of matter, arose the elements 5, the sky and the rest, and this Bindu, micro and macro, is. Bindu is white and Nada red. The Bindu that shines within the body and without, in all nature, is white in hue. Red is vibrant Nada, as Shakti and Shiva embedded within. Well can they mukti grant, if in wisdom activated. 1930. Bindu is cause-effect. All-pervasive unto the Param, the Bindu stands, veiling all unto a filament vast, and filling everywhere as the space in pots all, as Mamaya that is cause and effect, it all cosmos pervades. 1931. Bindu is the seed in the body and divine swan in cosmos. There in the Bindu, Nandi stands his grace to bestow. That it is in their bija within they know not. That seed as scented flower in the body into microcosm blossoms. As a divine swan, Soham, in the macrocosm it is. He, the blessed one, that is the causal seed of all. 1932. Shiva is seed, Bindu is embryo. Without seed is embryo none, except from seed the embryo appears not. The seed and the embryo are but one, separate never. Thus are the Bindu and Shiva too, this you should know. 1933. How food builds body, blood, and mind. The food you partake in divisions 3 go to the body, to the mind, and to the excreta. The parts that to the body and the mind go verily become the blood first. 1934. How Bindu is formed from food. Out of the 7 constituents food breaks into blood, lymph, bone, skin, flesh, brain, and semen. The Bindu forms in days 3. Unto the tiny dewdrop on a blade of grass, and full matures in days 3 times 7. 1935. Bindu is transformed into mind and kalas. When the body for 3 days it remains thus, it becomes a part of the mind. As kala bright, intelligence illumined. For those immersed in thoughts holy, it is there retained. For those who in sex intercourse indulge, it will depart, their mental powers deteriorated. 1936. Waste Bindu, the body perishes. They know not the destruction that wasting of Bindu results in. They resolve not their decay to prevent by willpower determined. They who thus perish in this perishing body know not the way they perish, and give it up not. 21. Conquest of Bindu, regulation of Bindu flow. 1937. Shiva Yogi sublimates Bindu. Do not look at women who intent on lust look at you. Away from them. Light the fire of Kundalini. Melt your heart in divine love. Uproot the evil desire that sight kindles. Fix it on the source of primal energy. He who does it is verily the Shiva Yogi. 1938. Waste not Bindu. He to lust a slave becomes, will in constant fear be, his body deteriorates, and his life ebbs away. He will not grace receive, and in Shiva Yoga lasts not. 1939. Regulation days for sexual union. Those who wish to sleep with women, let them observe the periodicity thus. Of the 2 phases of the moon, the first 8 days of the waxing moon, for union appropriate or not, in the 6 days that remain, and in the first 6 days of the waning moon, can they in union be. 1940. Regulation days for practicing yogis. Let those that yoga practice avoid the 5th, the 6th, and the 11th days after the woman menstruates. The rest, who the pleasure seek, take the 6 days in the middle of the 3 weeks that follow. 1941. Duration of sexual union and rules for release of Bindu. When on union they decide on, let it be for muhurtas 4, following the injunctions of Karma Shastras. Let them the sexual act perform, when the moon's kalas left nadi shine bright, and breath in sun nadis low runs, emit Bindu, the breath holding, breathing through nostril right, quelling left. 1942. Sublimate sex act. Embrace the damsel, your 5 sense organs with her 5 conjoining, but detached your passion for the woman be, like the senses that are Godward sublimated. Be calm, excited be not. Control your breath, senses and mind. Concentrated be your thought. Thus emit your Bindu. 1943. Direct your senses inward. Goodly amour, beauty and youth, shapely form and coral lips, and breasts that swell, when in union with damsel such as she, you the Bindu emit your senses inward directed. 1944. Determine the results of the act. Having emitted, examine the laws of conception, the time of union, of pregnancy and delivery, the baby's length of life and death, its character, good and bad. These you in detail determine. 1945. Seek not further union. Having examined these, abstain from worldly concerns, and leave the maiden of shapely breasts, and further union seek not. Within months 2 will the baby its form take, and all the rest you have reckoned follow. 1946. Know the seed of seed and preserve body. Except for those who plant the seed, harvest there be none, future. Except for those who plant the seed, wisdom great there be none. If they know the seed of seed for certain, preserved their body be, unto the mango fruit kept in vessel suspended. 1947. Lord settles fate and longevity of embryo with concern. The Lord has concern great for the seed in womb, even in the seed with forethought. He settles its fate and span of life. Thus, when the seed itself is the causal thought, to attribute cause and effect to factors outside is but imagination's figment. 1948. Conserve Bindu and attain siddhis. If Bindu stands retained in body, life ebbs not. Great strength, energy, intelligence, alert, tapas, contemplation and maunam, silentness, and siddhis enduring, all these are attained if Bindu be conserved true. 1949. Conservation of sex energy vital for yoga practice. Thus conserved, they light the fire of Kundalini, and forcing it upward through Nada Sushumna, reach the state of illumination. There they partake of the ambrosia. From the moon within flows. Those who do this in unbroken continuity are verily Shiva Yogins true. 1950. Conserve sex energy and become heroes. The yogi, the jnani, and the siddha high, the boga yogi who is yet the king of jnanis, all these, though troubled by passions, yet savor the ambrosia within, in the yogic way. Heroes all they are indeed, who the Bindu had conserved. 1951. Burn Bindu in fire of Kundalini. The fiery Bindu above is Lord's body, macrocosmic. The Bindu wasted here below is vital prana, microcosmic. If mixing the two, they burn in the fire of Kundalini, then they consume the very ambrosia. This the wisdom of yogis true. 1952. In yoga, Bindu is divinely assimilated. In ignorance the folks waste it daily, and destroyed by senses in pain weep. If in wisdom they conscious perform yoga supreme, the Bindu disappears, divinely assimilated. 1953. Lust is death's messenger. If you hold women as death's messengers, love's passion vanishes away. Death there is none, for ages innumerable will you in divine light be, your impurities forever totally rid. 1954. Conquer Bindu and conquer time. He that has conquered Bindu has conquered time. He that has wasted Bindu has perished before his time. They know not that Bindu that has been preserved in time becomes one with Kundalini, their breath controlled in the yogic way. 1955. Embrace woman after cleansing her. If you desire woman's love, intense to excite, the day before you in sexual union indulge, cleanse the woman of her bowel, phlegm, and bile, then in union embrace her. 1956. Bindu is assimilated in body through yoga. Direct prana breath to Bindu and Nada, that in cranium sphere arises, upward through Sushumna Nadi, by devices appropriate. Thus you reach to the nectar divine. Hold on to it. That Bindu in you indissolubly dissolves, your illusions to disappear.